Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Youth and Women Platform with your host, Sister Zeenat. So today's interesting topic is about your college major selection. You know, when I was supposed to enter college, I was very confused. I did not really know what to take and what do I want to be. You know, I wanted to go into MBA or I really wanted to take computers. You know, everything was going by the wave. And sometimes you complete your majors and then you think, this is not what I want to take. I want to take something else. So let's talk about it so that we can understand how to understand what to take with an expert in the studio who's even a vice principal, supervisor, and even educational manager in international and national level educational system. Assalamu alaikum, sister. How are you?
Assalamu alaikum. Hello, everyone. Hope you're feeling well. I'm Zahra Muqaddasizadeh as an educational manager and supervisor in different international and national schools, and even with the experience of 10 years teaching English in different schools and institutions.
Thank you so much for being part of this program.
It's my honor to be here with you and the audience.
The honor is ours. So we will be talking about what factors we have to see to select a college majors.
Yeah, when it comes to choosing and declaring the college major, some conflicting advice might even abound, and whose advice should we trust? The question is, we all know that there are some youth who are watching the video and program, and they probably have no idea of selecting and picking their college major before entering college. For sure, or have level of uncertainty or anxiety choosing their major. That's completely understandable.
Yes,
Don't
like
panic.
Me.
Yeah.
Like me, I was like that.
Don't panic, and we have to say, thoughtfully selecting college major might not be that much easy. It needs work and time and effort that every and each student might make. It's of those first independent academic and professional decisions that everyone might make. And for sure, we as parents, teachers, and counselors might pave the way and show you the way, help you to figure out what you should be working on to choose your major, but we cannot choose your major for you. If it's so, you're likely to be miserable because it's your final and ultimate choice.
Yes, that is, because sometimes a parent says, oh, I want you to become an engineer or a doctor or this, but they can desire for us, but we know what's within us, right?
Yeah.
That's important.
That is important. And also, we can give you some foundational principles of investigating college majors, and you are the last person who has to make final decision for yourself and for your future. The point is, try to consider all your priorities and goals first, and then for sure, if parents are paying for your college, they expect you to listen up to them. Consider all people around you advice and see which one might even matches up with you and which one doesn't match up. You can convince your parents.
You can do that. Because sometimes you can take the advices from your uncles or someone living abroad, someone who has already selected the majors or in their 30s, you know, they can give you a good idea because they are going through all these things. So take up all the ideas and then think about it, what exactly you want
and
to
also
do.
Take a look at those all aspects that everyone takes a look at it meticulously. They might be great advice and insight to give us a brighter insight about our future majors.
That would be much better.
Try to consider those advice and those pieces of advice, and but you, according to your priorities, choose your own major. Sometimes you might compromise or even reach an agreement, both you and your parents. And also considering and regarding those ideas, you might choose double majors if you think you can even...
If you think you can study so much, double major. I know. One of my cousins chose a double majors while she was doing computer science. At the same time, she started doing psychology. And I was like, how many subjects have you taken? You're studying psychology as well as computers?
If you're hardworking enough.
If you love to do that yourself.
Yeah.
Because I know choosing one major is still, you're giving your entire energy to that.
Yes.
And it's not easy. So what's next? Yeah.
And also the first, we have to consider so many or combinations of factors selecting and picking up our majors. One is interest.
Yes.
If you are not interested in your major you're studying at university, how do you want to attend those classes during those years, and how you cannot be motivated enough to complete your coursework?
Exactly. I don't like to take maths, but my mom wants me to become an engineer, you know. How am I supposed to study that? Exactly, I understand.
And interest might really influence here, and then you might see which skills you're gonna learn during these years if you're studying for BA or even upper courses or upper degrees. You might see which skills you're gonna learn and envision yourself using 2, 3, or even more skills that you're learning at university, changing and transferring them from theoretical to practical. So you should be interested in what you're studying. And sometimes we don't know that much, you know, we don't have enough information before entering college, but after entering college and during college, we see there are some tons of, even some other or tons of possibilities and more courses available for us, that new interests arise.
Yes, definitely true.
And we have to even switch, or better to complete one course of study and then try to switch or transfer our major to another one.
It does happen, yeah, that's true, because when we are in one major and you're talking to someone with other majors,
Yes.
and they are giving different opinions, okay, you have this scope and that scope, especially talking to your seniors in the college or university level, really it gives you a much better idea about that environment. Yeah, that's right.
And also, like, I had this kind of experience that whenever I wanted to enter college, I chose English translating text. And when I entered, I thought it doesn't have any, you know, I didn't like to continue because I thought those courses were not mine, something that I am passionate about. Then I completed my course, BA course. Then for MA, I switched and then studied English teaching for my MA.
You went according to your inner interest.
Yeah.
Basically, you switch. So you're motivating the students to switch.
Yes.
You know, be bold enough not to, because sometimes when you try to switch, your parents are like this, you know. Oh, if you wanted to switch, why did you start with that? They're not understanding. You know, they do get into that. So we have to make them understand.
And sometimes they are right, because they have paid much for these courses before during these years.
Yeah.
And if how closely you are to finish your course, these are all, you know, up to, these are all factors, and it's up to you.
So
and how you are sure to change your major, and how you are confident about your new decision and major that you're going to choose or select.
Oh, wow. Because I know someone who did computer science, then they even did they went and did MBA. You know, that's okay. MBA is good enough, you know, for the management skills, you know, but the two different field is that someone who is doing like BA switched enough and started doing nursing. That's totally different.
Yeah,
but nursing is very good. If you have the courage, you have the patience to do science, this is really very good.
And if you're hardworking and persistent enough, that might even work.
For actually girls, I would really advise, according to my experience, that I lived in the East and the West and the Middle East, having experience from different universities and countries, through people around me, not only just me.
Yes.
I would say that if you really can, go become a nurse, because they really look for a nurse. And I think if you think that you can study science, go for a nurse. And since your childhood, I think the parents should work hard enough on the kids' mathematics and science.
also it depends on their personalities.
Personalities also. If you are something else, then okay, go become something else. If you can, I'm saying, go become a nurse. That would be a good advice. So please continue.
And then the second criterion factor that might be important to all of us is abilities.
Yes.
Try to see which subjects you are good at when you are in high school and which subjects you are pretty weak at it.
Yes.
In high school. We don't say you cannot choose the subjects you are weak at, or you have to choose the subjects you are best at in high school. We say try to choose those subjects or majors that you are confident about, you are able to complete the courses successfully. That is the point.
Sometimes you in high school, you're not so good or so much interested in studies. You don't have that enthusiasm in studies. But the moment you enter the university, taking some subject, you start getting that interest.
Yes.
You know, maybe you keep thinking, oh, I want to take something easy subjects, you know, something, get into commerce or economics, thinking it's easy. But you understand and realize that you were not so good in science,
Yes.
but you can do science. You can get into science. This happens sometimes.
By more effort that
with
you
more,
put
of
in,
course, because you never put that effort while you were in high
Yes.
school. Now you're taking life seriously. Now you know you have that interest and you can put that effort. So sometimes we can't analyze ourselves what we are doing in high school.
Yes.
It goes with time. So if you maybe your age of 40
sure that is.
and you can start, you know, working to be a doctor.
And when we are in high school, usually we can say we don't have that much background.
Yes.
We
Because
don't-
there's a lot of distraction at that age. That age is too much with
and we don't
energy.
take it seriously. Probably that is the point.
You don't, because you want to enjoy the life. You want to you attracted with this and that and this, and your parents is like, what are you going to take? Look at that
Yes.
person. Look at your cousin. Look at that person. All that, you know, they're concerned about
For
you.
sure,
But
that
sometimes
is.
you get serious at the age of 30.
Yeah.
That's also good. It's not bad. Start studying at the age of 30 if you don't have a
But
degree.
better to ponder over or think about it before entering college.
Yeah, that's why you are here.
That's
why you are
what
here,
we
to
see.
help them out, to how to select your majors, the factors that you can
Yes.
see. That's why you're trying to help them. I wish you were there when I was a teenager. I did not get that guide. I was going with the flow. Like, my story is different, you know. It was very interesting. So you continue, please, whatever you were saying.
And then according to your abilities, you see what kind of skills are waiting for you at university and college, and what do you want out of your college major. That is really important to see. According to your interest, abilities, and then the other criteria and factors we're going to continue with, you might choose and even declare your college major in the best way, in my opinion. The third one that we're going to focus is employability. If you see future employability of our major, if we can find our favorite job and that job helps us to be employed somewhere, how hard will it be to find job? Should we change our location to be employed somewhere or not?
Usually people do change their locations, you know.
It depends, yeah.
It depends, you know, because you have to look at wherever you are living, or you want to migrate to some other country.
Yeah.
In that country, what kind of job opportunities are more? Like, for example, if you are a programmer, if you have interest in computer
Yes.
science and you want to learn all these computer science, Java and C++, what happens is that, you know, there are many jobs. And if you're living in the US, in the West, you have a lot of jobs on that. Usually in this field, you have jobs everywhere, I guess so, in this computer science field as a programmer.
It depends on that major and also employability of that in some areas of our countries or cities. Sometimes we have to be flexible to change our place or even move somewhere else to find our favorite job. And
I think
live
people do.
fluid.
Moving out has become so common that people move out for jobs and they...
And we have to consider that which skills are in demand in
Yes.
in today's world. Probably some data-based majors like mathematics or even economics like this might be more popular than the others in today's world. Their skills are in demand in today's world, or even computer science, as I've known.
Computer science is in demand everywhere, whether you are living in the West or the East or the Middle East. You can just apply as a programmer and you get the job. So we are going through very interesting topics. So let me get back to you. Thank you so much. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back after a short break. So we were talking about what factors can we consider to select a college majors.
Yeah, one of them, as we told, interest, abilities, and also future employability. And employability of that, we have to search the net and different websites to see the shortages of the jobs and careers, which jobs are popular today, and the skills are in demand, and which one are not. If employability is really important to us as a high school student, and we want to have a brighter future in our future after graduation, after we are coming out of the university.
Because this is very important, why the moment we are done with the education, we want to look for a job. Everyone, and even the parents expects this from us.
Yes.
And the moment we are, we are finding it difficult to find a job just because we did not have knowledge, what is the job market going on, we get into depression.
And also probably we don't have that, facilities to move somewhere that we want.
Sometimes it
happens.
That
is, especially for the girls and women, that might not be possible if their families don't let them. There are some restrictions here, and limitations.
There is restrictions, maybe there are other factors. The person doesn't want to get out themselves.
Yes.
Maybe the person knows they have to pay the rent, they have to pay the bills, they have to find a proper place.
Yes.
They don't want to live all by themselves. They want to have a family, because without the family, there are certain, everyone goes through different factors,
Yeah.
Or maybe someone already has a family, already has kids, maybe want to get married to someone.
And unfortunately, there are some students who listen up to their parents or even themselves, like to choose their majors by their titles or high prestigious, not always high prestigious majors might lead to employability or even getting jobs in the future. That might be really important. Which one, according to your personality, which one do you prefer? Do you want to even graduate from the university and just as the theory, taking a look at it just as the theory, or no, you like to get some jobs wherever you go? What's your purpose of your college major? We have to see what we want out of our college major.
So according to the thinking, whatever you're thinking, that okay, after I'm graduate, I have to live in the same town, that's my decision. So I have to look what is the job market and what is my interest. According to that, I have to look, maybe I'm an engineer, but I don't have much jobs in my town or my city, wherever I'm living, and I don't want to get out of it.
Yes.
So that may be an affecting point. According to that factor also. So basically we have to make a chart for ourselves, a diary, and then we have to write down all the points, because the way you're saying, we have to write down all the points.
Because there are combinations of the factors, not just one or two. We have to consider all those aspects, and regarding them, choose and select our college major.
That's definitely true. But usually sometimes we go by the flow. Whatever is going in the market, we go by the flow. Oh, let's go take, for example, if you're in India, the moment you pass your certain 10th, when you have to go further, you have only 3 categories. One is like commerce, one is like science, one is like I think mathematics or arts. It's like that. So you can just select one of them. You know, for example, if you have selected commerce and then getting into science will be like difficult for you later. You know, I'm not saying it's difficult for you, but this is only limitations we have. But when you're talking about Western countries like Canada and America, you know, you have a lot of majors, you have a lot of choices.
Is there any criteria choosing and selecting those majors in India?
It's your interest. It's your interest. Whatever. Maybe you can select to get into like CEC.
Do you have to take some tests?
No, not after 10th. No, not after 10. That's not. I know that happens in Middle East, but after 10th, you have to. In India, what happens is that you're taking commerce, or you're taking science or math, or you're taking like art or I'm not mathematics, something, whatever you're doing, but you are selecting one of them, and based on that, once you're done with your 12th, if you want to get into whatever, you can choose. You can get into like BCom, that is commerce, or you can do bachelor's in commerce, or you can get into like science, BSc, that is science, or you can get into something else. So you have very limited options. But when you are talking about some other like Western countries, you can make selection. That is general education. When you're doing general education, yes, before getting into bachelor's, you have to write SATs, SATs, you know, and then based on your marks, you're selecting your majors, you're getting inside the majors, private or public, whatever you're doing, you know, but you general ed for 2 years, general education, where you are selecting your subjects. You want to get into nursing, you want to get into commerce, you want to get into engineering. That goes 2 years, get into that. Then for 2 years, you're doing your bachelor's. That is 4 years on the whole. So that is related to, I'm sure that is for Canada, that is for US.
And for some majors, there is a clear link between the major and a job or profession that everyone might get in the future, like nursing, that you will be a nurse in the future, like teaching, that you will be a teacher in the future. But there are some other college majors which don't have a kind of clear link between the major and also the profession that the students have to get.
Sometimes in the West, you're doing general education, but you don't know which major to select.
And also what does it lead to?
Exactly, you have no, and sometimes you don't want to take many classes. Like there are few classes that you have to take. It's like in general ed, you have to clear that out to get into bachelor's, and you hate doing that. Especially, it was like, waste of time in my experience. I'm talking about my experience. Why am I doing this when I want to get into science? This is what I think about. I just want to hit my science classes like anatomy, microbiology, and whatever classes is psychology classes you have. Why do I have to take arts class? I didn't understand. I was like, no, I don't want to do that. That's not my interest. And you lose interest because of that sometimes.
And also, I don't know, as we had this experience in some international schools, we saw a few students knew what they wanted out of their college majors or even out of their high school, or they had or set some long-term goals. Some of the others did not have any ideas. You know, just studying and turning the pages without even knowing what they want to do in the future.
Exactly. And that's the toughest things you're going through, you know. That's a part of your life where you have a lot of stress and a pressure that is forever on you, and your parents want you to do. Like the parents are
all confused.
All confused, and you don't know what to do. Sometimes you're done with your education. Sometimes when you're totally done with your majors and your masters, and then you're getting and sitting in your job, you're working the same job, and then you sit down and think, do I want to work this job for 20 coming years? And you're like, no. Then why did I do my bachelor's and master's in this field? I just went with the flow. This is not my interest. And many people are going through this phase, and this is horrible. This is really very horrible. And then they was like, going back to education is difficult. You know why?
That is.
Because now they want to get married, they want to have a family. Okay, there are expenses, there are many things getting back into education. Now they think, okay, I want to get into, I think I have interest in science, where that person is saying, I want to get into nursing. It's not easy.
That is
really not easy.
At all.
So I think career guidance, selecting your majors is so important. We need a guide.
And considering those factors before entering college and selecting major might pave the way for you and your future.
Yes,
even save your time.
Because
to not waste your
in
time.
the West, we have this counselors. We go to the counselor to talk to them.
Every
and ask
NHS
them,
school should
to
have this kind of
it, right?
counseling.
And then to talk to them, what do I really select? I want to do this. Sometimes you don't have that prerequisites, you know, you have
Yes.
some computers and economics. You have to totally change into science and start, and then you think,
Yes.
I wish I was young and I would have done this. But trust me, the people who think after marriage it's difficult for them to study, that's not
That
true.
is
That
the
is not
point
true.
here, yeah.
I think you can concentrate more while you're married than you're not married. This is my personal experience. In marriage, you can really concentrate and do it. Even with your kids, you can study. But again, dividing the time with your kids,
How
that
to
is the
manage your
factor.
time. Managing
Exactly.
time is really important
So
for every one
guys,
of us.
think about it future, you know, think about your career selection. So what more points do I have?
Another is future income.
Yeah.
That probably is not related to even choosing career or even somehow choosing a college major in the first sight. You see, when you take a look at employability, you might prefer those high prestigious jobs, but the jobs that are not well paid. Future income does not somehow relate to these issues, but should be considered if you see your family situations, and then according to your conditions, looking for more salary and income, should consider those jobs which can help you to gain more money.
That's true, because there are some careers that you select for yourself. That is like
Especially for the boys who have to, even have
support
to afford
when they
afford
become
their
men,
families.
But still, even nowadays, mostly the women work. Mostly, they
Yes,
are
they have
housewives,
to.
homemakers. Every woman is a homemaker. But at the end of the day, there are many women who are working. So it's even important for them to consider that. If you choose teaching as your career because you have the interest, you want to do that, you have
Yes.
the ability, and because your mom was a teacher, you want to become, and you're clear sure you want to become a teacher, right?
Yeah.
And teaching income is less.
Yes,
Anywhere
exactly.
you go, whether you're in the East or the Middle East or whether in the West, where teachers are like protesting that to rise, how much they are working per day, how much they take home the work. There is too much work, but the pay is less, which I
Yes.
also consider it's unjust, unfair. They have to be, have a more better fare than better salary than that. So it is a very fun job for many people. They enjoy teaching because teaching is
Yes.
an art.
But they have to know before they want to choose these majors,
Yeah.
lead to these careers. Teaching, as you said, is one of the even least paid jobs.
Yeah.
And even psychology, but it depends. We have some income variabilities for some jobs like psychology. If you get the highest degrees or advanced degrees of this major, you might be well paid. It also depends on the degree and also the level of work that you usually put effort on in your workplace.
Yeah, that is important.
But the students might surf the net and search for finance-focused majors to see what are those finance-focused majors.
Focused majors that you can go, like according to this
Mathematics,
century.
economics, and some industries which have a lot to say in today's financial issues.
Yeah, especially after this economy, which went down throughout the world, like especially after Corona. What exactly kind of jobs are still out there?
That
Someone
is.
who's trying to choose a major, try to look at the economical factors also, what's going
Yes.
on in the world right now, how the jobs, what kind of jobs are going down, what kind of jobs will be available, they are looking for. If you look, go online and start hunting and looking.
And also technology-based and computer science or technology-based or data-based majors might be more popular in today's world.
They are
Second.
popular. The database jobs are
Yes.
always there because the way everything is working on the website is
Yeah.
always. But the
And
question comes: do you have interest in database? Do you have interest in programming?
To tell the truth, no.
No,
I
for
don't.
you not. So the person has to ask themselves.
Yes.
Maybe go take a short course take a short course,
Yeah.
and be a part of that. Sometimes you see that, oh yeah, I have that.
Yeah.
Sometimes they are like, no, I don't, that's not me. If you just go after money like a wave, you
Yes.
find yourself you're not interested in that. You don't
For
want to be
sure.
in that boat. So try to take a short course and analyze yourself, what exactly, give yourself some chance.
Yeah,
I would
that
say, even
is.
though if you're delaying 1 year of your time to select your major, sometimes you say, oh my God, I have to select, I just have 2 months.
Yeah, that is
During
the
summers, I
point.
have to select,
You're right.
Give yourself some time, go out, take some science, do something, talk to people, interview people. Keep that time for yourself. You don't have to jump into bachelor's.
Yeah.
Because we can study well sometimes.
Everything might
Yeah.
be solved and resolved by searching and even interviewing and studying a lot in advance.
And maybe talking to these experienced people who have gone to a lot of downs.
Yeah,
The
that
people
is.
who have actually gone a lot of downs, they have a lot of experiences in their life.
Yes.
Maybe in business, maybe in jobs, maybe in education. That's actually the finest person that you can go and talk to. Take his experience, take her experience,
Mm-hmm.
and that would be, especially everything would lead to depression again.
Yeah,
You stay out of
that is.
it. So selecting your majors.
And also, after considering the future income, if that is really important to us, try to search and explore those finance-focused jobs and careers, or even majors, then it can lead us to choose our major easily, to see what we want out of our college major. That is the first question that we have to ask ourselves. The next is, we have a few students who have set their long-time goals and they know which major they want to even select, and it's easier for them. The point is, they have to consider the best schools and universities, or even high-ranked or top-ranked ones, that they see those majors and subjects are performed there as well as the top or high-ranked ones. Even selecting the schools might be significant here.
Yeah, that's true, because anywhere, if you're selecting your university or college based
Yes.
on the efficiency, the name, that's also important. That's very true.
And even it can help them for their employabilities. Some organizations want to choose those students graduated from top-ranked schools or universities more than the low-ranked ones.
Oh, wow, yeah, I know, because you get employment opportunity on the campus. On campus,
Yes.
they come and apply, start selecting the students. If your college or uni is very good, then you're selected from there, right?
That is the point. And they might even increase your chance of being admitted by the organizations, the best international organizations to work.
Exactly. So today we have been talking about so many points and factors, that what are the factors that can help us to select a majors, which is really very
Yes.
important. We have to look at interest, we have to look at the job opportunities, we have to look at the
Abilities,
employability, interest,
income.
and so many factors, and look at the economical views also. How is the world going right now?
Yes.
Based on that, make all the researches and be prepared and sure before you entering the majors. Just don't go by the waves.
Yeah, and though we cannot make 100% sure, be 100% sure about the future goals and jobs, because nothing, probably something changed and nothing is consistent here
That's
or
true.
stable.
So the entire episode we have been talking about this. Thank you so much, sister, for being with us.
My
we
honor
will
to be
continue in
Yeah.
next episode.
Inshallah.
Definitely. Thank you so much, sister.
That's my duty here.
So,
to be with you.
dear viewers, thank you so much for watching us. We will get back to you again with continuing the same topic and talking more in detail what other factors that students have to see for their future. Until then, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.